Well, in this video, I'm just going to ask a simple question. Why would God trust us with His Word? If you go to church or any of these other places, you hear preachers. They'll tell you you're a sinner, you're horrible, you're nasty. They'll bring up Isaiah. Your best works are filthy rags to God. You're just horrible, horrible, nasty, evil, disgusting sinner. You're a sinner. You're born in iniquity. You're a sinner, 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 sinner. You're horrible. You're deserving of hell. Just for breathing, you deserve hell. Children deserve to go to hell. Everybody deserves to go to hell. You're just evil, horrible people. God just sees you as so horrible. That's why He had to sacrifice Himself to Himself so you can go to heaven. Really, if you think about it, it's not much of a sacrifice, because if He's immoral and He's going to come back anyways, be resurrected anyways, it kind of defeats the purpose of the sacrifice. But anyways, that's what they'll tell you. Okay, if we're so horrible, we're so easily corrupted, we're just so nasty, then why does God give a few men His Word to write down? Why does He reveal Himself to any of us like that, to write His Word for others to believe? How do I know that any of these people are telling me the truth? How do I know Muhammad is telling the truth or not telling the truth? I don't know. There's no way really to know, or the Hindus or any of these other religions, because each of them are so evil. They're all born in iniquity. How do I know they're not lying? Because we're all liars, remember? So how do I know? How can I trust God or His followers? Because He's so perfect and good and sweet and wonderful. So how can I trust these people? Would it make more sense for God to reveal Himself to all of us in a way that we all can comprehend, and He knows what it would take for each of us to believe Him? And then after that, we get to choose whether or not we want to follow Him. Now, that doesn't mean that hell makes hell more realistic or a fair punishment. Because think about it. Why would you send someone to hell for an eternity for finite sins? I mean, come on. Sin is against God's laws, against God. But come on. Would you really punish someone for eternity, set them on fire, torture them, beat them and everything forever for doing anything? Yeah, I know God's so much holier than us and so much better than us. That's what you hear. Okay. That does not give Him or anyone, if He were to exist, of course, a right to send anyone to hell. But why on earth should I trust anything in this book or any so-called holy book if we're all such wretched sinners that even our best are as filthy rags to God? Why should I believe anything in this book? How do I know these people aren't lying? How do I know that God didn't tell them certain things and they just simply changed to fit their own needs? How do I know? How do you know? How do you know God even spoke to these people? How do you know that God actually spoke? If He does exist, how do you know for a fact that God spoke to any of these people? How do you know for a fact that God spoke to your Muhammad if you're a Muslim? How do you know? How do you know that Jesus Christ really is the Son of God? How do you know that all this stuff written about Him is even remotely true? How do you know? We're all liars. We're all wretched sinners deserving of eternity of hell. Even a small child deserves an eternity in hell. If you read your Bible, if you don't believe me. Remember that city of Ai, or whatever, Ai, the guy steals the gold and stuff, hides it in his house, and eventually the earth opens up and swallows his entire family, including the little ones. So obviously God has no problem, but this God has no problem sending even small children to hell. So how do I know that any of these people are telling me the truth? If any of you have the answer, please give me conclusive proof that what you believe, your version of Christianity or Islam or whatever is right, that your particular religion is right. Give me this evidence that I should believe any of these people, because if we're all such awful liars. Because it would make more sense for God to reveal Himself to each of us individually at a certain age in a way that we all can understand, and then we get to choose. And of course, He knows what will get us to believe. And think about it. If He did that, no one has an excuse not to believe. Nobody. You cannot say, well, some people still won't believe. That's kind of won't make sense, because how would you explain every single person hearing this and saying this? You can't. Well, please like, subscribe, or either leave a comment if you want. Watch my other videos. Thanks.